Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode on the Hermitcraft server. I've been busy. Let's go and have a look around the corner here. This area has changed. Some of you may have seen it in the world tour. As I said, I would do this kind of open area here and have a natural tree line that isn't too natural because we got some fences and some wood there as well to create a kind of border. But I really like what I've done here, and in one of the previous episodes I did say that I wanted to do a time lapse of this, and I talked about moving the cameraman through the sky. It was the chicken. I was like, what set off that? Because I knew there was a door over here. Very clever, Freddy. Freddy the chicken. So yeah, I talked about the cameraman going through the sky and rotating around and timing it. Well, of course we are on the snapshot, so I can't actually do that. I had to set up my second PC and I put it in one place and then another one, and I tried lots of different positions whilst recording this time lapse. Which you are going to see in a moment, and believe me, it took me a long time to edit because I decided to record me going around doing what I'm doing, as you see here, as well as from the cameraman above, and edit them into a video in video thing. So I've been learning to use my new editing software, and yeah, it's kind of not that great because I didn't pick the best camera angles, but I don't want to play it down. It still is a cool time lapse. So there is something else that I want to share with you, and I'm going to do one of those video in video things like you'll see in the time lapse. In the top right hand corner of your screen there should appear a video in a moment that will have a link as well, and that is to a Hermitcraft movie called Carnevil made by the Puka, and it is amazing. I was so impressed at this. It really made me feel like proud to be a member of Hermitcraft, because we, you know, being what we are, inspired this guy to make this wonderful movie. It's about 16 minutes long, and if you want to pause this video and go check that out, I really recommend you do, because it is really awesome. So thank you very much to Puka if you're watching this as well. That was really great to watch, and I hope a lot of people find the movie and enjoy it as well, because I certainly did. So there's one other thing that I wanted to mention before we jump into this time lapse. Well, I can't actually remember what it was I wanted to say. I probably should have written it down on a piece of paper or something, but never mind. Anyway, let's enjoy this time lapse. we go. I really enjoy that song. That is a lovely song right there. Unfortunately, I had to edit it though, which I don't like doing with music. I had to cut a little bit off the beginning and a bit off the end as well, so I could kind of fit in most of the themes that were in that song. Because yeah, the song was a lot longer than the time lapse. But of course, if you want to check it out, go over to his channel. There'll be a link in the description as always, and that song is one of my favourites. It really is. I always enjoy using that one in a time lapse. But anyway, this area right here, what are we going to do with it? Well, do you know what? We've done enough of our building little farms in enclosed areas. We need to do something different over here because we've got a nice open area to work with. And what I've been thinking I want to do is just a real nice simple garden. Have a few paths that run through here, some benches, lots of flowers and bushes, and just do something that's really aesthetically pleasing is what I meant to say. And I wouldn't mind getting rid of all these torches as well and trying to put in lots of pumpkins again. I found if you put the pumpkins along the ridge, then put grass in front of them, when you see it from this angle you do see the orange. But if you look at it from this angle you never really see them, so we could have all of this area here nicely lit and illuminated without being able to see the torches. But I'll also probably put in some posts with redstone lamps at the top as well. So that is what I want to do on this area, and I think I'm going to do that all off camera, and I'll show you it in a bit because I have some other footage that I want to show you from the world tour. After the world tour was finished, I decided to record a little time lapse, so we got another time lapse for you here of all the people who stayed around and kept joining the server because it stayed on for a couple of days. So I recorded that for 2 hours. I thought I'd speed it up. I have no idea what it's going to look like because I haven't seen it yet. And there's also some really funny moments in the stream that I want to share with you as well. There we go. Hope you enjoyed the time lapse and the clips. While you've been watching that, I've been working on this, and I'm actually really pleased with how this is turning out. I've got a lot of ideas and it's looking just like I wanted it to. So first of all, we've extended this path around the side here. The lighting probably needs sorting out. I've been trying to hide it all with pumpkins as usual, putting lots of grass down in front of it, and I've gone around all of this area and tried to remove as many torches as I could. That one can go. So if we go down here, you'll see in the middle here I use cobblestone, smooth stone, gravel and clay, and this is something that Red Eyes was using at his base to make a path, and I really liked it. And I said to him there as well, I thought the clay was just too much of a contrast compared to the other materials, but these ones go together really nicely. So when you have them all scattered like that, they actually complement each other quite well. So there might be one or two other materials we could mix with that, like the light grey wool, and I'll probably have a look through all the blocks in creative mode just to see what ones there are. Of course not on the server. Don't worry about it, I'm not going to go into creative mode on here. I just meant, you know, open up another world, go into creative mode and have a look at all the blocks, because you don't always remember them all at once, you know. So anyway, I want to get rid of the clay, that's for sure, because it stands out too much. And I like how everything sounds a little bit different as you walk around over the different blocks. And yeah, we got these benches here as well with crafting tables in front of them. I like the top of the crafting table, and I thought, do you know what, I want to use that somewhere, so I put it there, and I think it looks alright in front of them. I was also thinking we could have it as like a pattern or a central feature in the middle of here, but I think I'm going to keep this just nice and sporadic like it is at the moment. And we've got a couple of lamps in for lighting. Now around the outside here I've put these posts down with torches. I plan on putting some grass in here as well, doing something like that, but I realised if you just put the torches on posts then they look more decorative, which is pretty cool. They're not the best looking at the moment, I think. They need more things around them before that really works. So my plan at the moment is to put a lot of flowers on this second pathway that we have at the top here, what we've made with smooth stone slabs. And so you go through this little ridge here, and there should be lots of red and yellow flowers just in this space here. So there's still a fair bit more to be done. It's mainly just putting down lots of grass around this central area and maybe figuring out a few other features we could have. Like I did talk about having a post with a lamp on it, so it would be like a regular lamp or street lamp as you would call it. But anyway, we are actually now on the latest snapshot. The server has been upgraded to 07A, so I'm going to press F3 and you can see that. And I'm recording with 60 FPS at the moment. That is bizarre because a moment ago it was really bad and dropping down to like 20. Do you know, that is sod's law if ever. How strange. That was really dropping down a moment ago. I don't know what it is. But anyway, you still get this sort of slightly jittering lag effect. It's almost like the game stutters, and Jess was talking, that's Jessassin by the way, was talking about it, and what he's discovered is that when the chunks are loading it causes this slight lag problem. And yeah, he realised that if you change the settings to that's the wrong one to tiny render distance, you're going to cause more chunk updates because they're all closer to you. What happened to the fog? That's because it's night time, isn't it? The fog was blue last time I did this. Anyway, the game kind of gets a lot more stuttery. Do you know what? It is just sod's law that I'm recording and for some reason it's not getting worse, but I can kind of see it a bit. It gets a bit stuttery when you're like this, going round on tiny render distance. And that, do you know what? That is just bizarre. It was so bad a moment ago when I wasn't recording. Yeah, I'm just going to stop recording for a second and see what happens. Not too sure what to make of this. It is kind of stuttery, but not as bad as it was a moment ago. That is strange. I did restart my client before recording though, that could be it. But anyway, he was talking about different modes of transport that go fast, and I was thinking of setting up a minecart track and just seeing how well the game whoa, there we go, there's some lag spikes. How well the game performs like that. Here we go, now that I'm moving out of the area you can really start to see it's getting really laggy. We should go into the Nether because I've got a minecart track set up there already, and of course the Nether is notorious for its lag. Oh, I can feel that. Let's get up F3 as well and have a look at our FPS. You see, the FPS is fine, but you get this horrible stuttering, and that's when the chunks load, I think. So if we get on this minecart, oh, look at my inventory, it's full of rubbish, and I don't have a minecart, how typical. But what I do have is some ingots. We should pop that down there, I'll sort this out later. Right, and we are going on a little minecart ride just to test out the lag. I was saying to them a moment ago in the chat it'd be quite funny just to film this and, you know, show off the lag. Which is what we're doing. That is... I thought it would be worse than that. That doesn't seem so bad to me. And it says 60 FPS. I'm definitely getting some stuttering. Anyway, let's swap back to far render distance and just see what it's like now. Yeah, my FPS is a lot lower, but it's less stuttery. That is just strange. Anyway, we should break that before we get too close to the half slabs. That's enough playing around with the lag for me. I'm going to head back and continue working on the little garden area that we were doing. Okay, here we go. Added in some flowers around this area here. It's almost like there's a bit too much colour with this. Doesn't look quite how I thought it would, but it is nice. I do like that, and I put down a lot more long grass all over the place, really, going around all the edges, and there was a bit too much of it, so I'm trying to remove some bits here and there and just keep it nice and varied. But I am happy with how this turned out. Over here it feels a bit bare. Maybe I should build something in the little bit of space that we have here. I'm not sure exactly what, maybe a stand or something, I don't know, I'll give it some thought. But the one other thing that I wanted to do with this area, and you know what, I haven't finished doing this bit over here, we needed to put down some more grass in this area. Just over the edge of this path. There we go, yeah, so the one thing that I wanted to do was add another big tree, and this area is quite open, you can see, and this isn't really the middle, but just over here feels like a good area to put it. So if you haven't seen this trick before, you just put the torches on the side like that, and then bone meal the sapling. But since they made the changes to this, it takes forever. Look at that. It just takes forever to get through all of this bone meal, and they used to grow like 1 or 2 clicks like that, but I don't know, I think that's actually a pretty fair nerf, you know. So that tree is a little bit low. Not sure if I do actually like that. If it was a bit higher up, it would. I think it would be all right. Do you know what? I'm gonna chop that down, and I'm gonna try again. But I'm gonna put the dirt block about here, and then it will be higher up. There we go. That is much better, and it is raining, which really annoys me. But yeah, this is just 2 blocks up. I put the dirt block here, I think. Yeah, that's right. So yeah, I think it could have actually been 1 block lower. This one, when it grew, was definitely a higher tree as it was, but you know what, that's alright. And I've also worked on this area behind me as well. I was looking at the gap that we had here, and I thought that, like the rest of the area, I just want the trees to kind of follow around and then naturally have like a pathway that leads through into the village, which I think I've done quite nicely. I also planted a tree here, and it grew right into a big one. Without me doing any of the cobblestone and torches, and look, this got a branch that comes all the way over here and has its own little mini tree up there as well, which is pretty cool. And so over here we have some fence posts which are on show, and then round this side we have lots of bushes like this, and that's from where I done Shaun the Sheep's little shrine. So I was thinking what I might do is cover all of this bit here up with bushes as well, but that just depends on how it looks when we get round to doing the village area. And lately what I've been trying to do is get as much done as I can. It does feel like a lot's gotten in the way of that, but I'm trying to get through Avalon like area by area, so we're kind of sweeping over this area and dealing with all of this space and making something useful out of it, like this area, which useful definitely isn't the correct term because it doesn't have any use, it's not a farm, but you know what I mean. Making something out of all the space that we have. So in terms of this little area here, all we have to do is tidy up these chests that are lying around. There's a few over there as well, and then I've got this little bit here. I'm just going to fill it up with long grass and add more pumpkins in, and then I'll probably just scout out the area for low lighting levels, like just over there. It seems like there's a bit around there that's a bit low, and then I think that is actually most of the forest area done. No, it's not. It's not most of the forest area done. Let me just... Oh, I haven't got any food. And do you know what? I always save all of my apples. That's something I do, actually. Whenever an apple drops from a tree, I grab it, I hold on to it, and I never eat them. So I have quite a lot of them in my chest. So we should go have a look at that while I pick up some more food. There you go. Look at all those ones I've been saving up. And I think I made a stack of golden apples. Yeah, there you go. I'm not sure what type they are, but it's typical. I make a stack of golden apples and then I don't want to touch them because they're a stack. And do you know what? I haven't got any cooked meat over here. I do have cooked pork chops though, because all of my beef or steak is over at the cow farm. So yeah, that is most of this foresty area. One of the other things I want to do is go up top and put loads of glowstone into the leaves, and that's actually the best time of day to do it is right now when it's dark, so I can see what's lit up. Because occasionally I climb up there and I just run around jumping. That's normally when I'm in a Skype call or doing something else, you know. I'm in Minecraft, I end up running around not really doing too much. We're going to have to break this to get to where I want to go. So that's something else I want to do, and maybe carve out a few parkour paths as well. So one of the other areas I've not really explored of Avalon is this bit just over here where the hill comes up and the forest is still around. So it looks like it doesn't go too far over this way. Let's break that and jump up there. So there is definitely a bit of space here. Perhaps we could do the same thing we did on the other side. Kind of get a natural line of trees, maybe bring it right down the front there, or just take all of this area here and then open it up and do something with it again. But also we've got this area over here. Do you know what? I'm running out of ideas for what to do with all of this, because we've built quite a lot of farms that there are to build. One of the ones that I want to build soon is an ice farm. I've got a really cool design for that, which was made, I think, possibly made by Panda, who plays on JL2579. I think that's Panda 4994. But I keep meaning to do it in an episode, and things just come up and I end up getting distracted and doing something else. So that is something that we will do soon. Anyway, I'm going to go back and tidy up the area that we were working on. Alright, I finished tidying up this area. There's no more random chests lying around. And I can't remember if I mentioned about the clay. We did have a load of clay down here, and I brought some light grey wool to put alongside it, but this is just too bright and the texture's too different as well for it to really match. So it looks good like that, I think, and that is pretty much this area done now, which is great. It's taken me quite a while to get this done. Just so many things going on at the moment, it's really annoying. Usually I record my episodes in one go, you know, like I don't know, I set like a big chunk of time in the day and just get an episode done, whereas lately it just feels like my episodes are drawing out, taking me several days, bits and bobs here and there. But yeah, anyway, another thing that I'm also looking forward to is when I can just walk over here and dump all of my inventory into a chest and have it sort automatically, because I'm getting sick and tired of walking back and forth to pick up items and then drop them off again and sort out all of these chests that I've got full of items. But anyway, that is it for this episode. Next episode I think we're going to start work on that ice farm. So thank you for watching, and I will catch you next time.